So problems are mounting. That was a report from El Paso. Terrell County Sheriff Thad Cleveland joins us. Sheriff, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Hey, good morning, and thank you all for having me.
Glad to have you. We've been following this story for a while. It's so frustrating to know that the federal government just doesn't seem to want to jump in and do anything about what seems to be an open border.
You know, and you're exactly right. As I've mentioned, I grew up on the border. I've lived my entire life on the border, and I just retired from the U.S. Border Patrol after 26 years of service, the last 11 being the patrol agent in charge here at the Sanderson Station. And each year, we're like the rest of the Southwest border, our numbers are climbing. And this year, we're already at a record pace to look to double what we apprehended last year. So I always tell people it's a solvable problem. And really, it starts at the White House. It starts with the messaging from our president. And then from that point on, it's just enforcing the laws that are on the book. And we're not doing that at this point.
You know, we jokingly said a second ago, Terrell County official population 724, but probably now close to 500,000. We said that jokingly, but what kind of numbers are you seeing right now coming across where you are?
Yes, sir. So in Sanderson, Terrell County, we're located right in between El Paso and Del Rio, Texas. They're on the border. And our numbers, historically, we're the busiest Border Patrol station in that stretch of border. Historical numbers about 1,000 apprehensions a year, which is a drop in the bucket compared to everywhere else. But when you take our population, the resources it takes from all of us, whether it's the Border Patrol, who does a tremendous job, our Department of Public Safety, our Texas Parks and Wildlife Game Warden, as well as the Sheriff's Office, it takes us all to really patrol our border down here. But I wanted to mention, you asked about the numbers. Back in 2020, when this current administration took over border security and really lack thereof, we climbed 5,500 apprehensions, and then fiscal year 22, we climbed up to about 7,400 apprehensions. So we've seen a 500% increase in apprehensions in the last 2 years. That's just huge for my community and my county.
Terrell County Sheriff Thad Cleveland. Sheriff, hang on just a moment. We got to update everybody on traffic. A lot more questions we want to have for you in just a moment. Right now, 621. Let's go to Michael Scott and see what the freeways are looking like.
Southbound I-35 W and I-20 still trying to get that fuel spill cleaned up from the earlier crash. It blocks the two right lanes. It's got you backed up nearly from Rippey. It's about a 4 or 5 minute delay, but it's also affecting those ramps from east and westbound I-20 to go south on 35W, especially that westbound ramp. It's really starting to stack up. A little bit of heavy traffic. Fort Worth, Dallas, 75 northbound between 30 and Knox Henderson. It's also bogging down on I-30 westbound as you approach the Fair Park curve, and that'll continue through the canyon pretty much over to the downtown Mixmaster. Our next update within 10 minutes with WBAP's First Traffic on the Ones. I'm Michael Scott.
This report brought to you by Sewell Infinity. SewellInfinity.com.
An innovative driving experience, exceptional customer service, all advantages of an Infinity from Sewell. Test drive a new or certified pre-owned Sewell at Sewell Infinity of Dallas or Sewell Infinity of Fort Worth.
From the WBAP Weather Center, we're going to be mostly cloudy and 52 for the high this afternoon. South winds 5 to 10. That's really about normal for December. First day of winter, by the way, 3:48 this afternoon. Clearing and cold, lows 30 to 35. Partly cloudy, very windy, turning sharply colder tomorrow. First thing in the morning, lows will drop to 8 to 12 above overnight with north winds of 45 miles per hour. Wind chills below zero tomorrow night into Friday morning. Friday only in the 20s, Saturday in the 30s, finally into the 40s by Christmas. Right now at WBAP, 32 degrees.
Terrell County Sheriff Thad Cleveland with us. Sheriff, what has the governor done in your area specifically? Has he been helpful?
Man, what hasn't he done? So we wouldn't be surviving without him. And what I mean by that is through some grants, through the Operation Lone Star from the state, we've gotten just shy of $1 million that has helped us out tremendously. We're a large county, the 10th largest in the state of Texas, and we don't have a lot of revenue, so that money's helped tremendously. And actually, I wrote him a letter back in November, and I just wanted to congratulate him for his win. I wanted to thank him for the support he's given us, and I requested additional support, and he came through, and it's allowed us to take back our roadways. And what I mean by that, if you'll let me, just so back in the month of November, we had 46 vehicles we took off the road, Terrell County Sheriff's Office alone. I requested that additional help from DPS, Department of Public Safety. He sent 10 additional troopers in, and so far this month we're at 39 vehicles we've taken off the road between the both of us. So that has helped protect my community tremendously. He's been a great help.
Who are the migrants that are coming in? Where are they coming from that you've encountered?
So for in our area, and the cartels really control who crosses where. And here in Terrell County, we see predominantly people from Mexico. And I'll be honest with you, the vast majority of those people are people, they're no different than we are. We're blessed to be born in this country. However, it's the smugglers, those who prey on their own people, who abuse them, who rape them, who take advantage of them, are the ones that we really try to go after, and we prosecute every driver we get.
You know, this is a frustration because the White House seems to be ignoring this. Our borders are. The Vice President seems to be ignoring this issue. What kind of responses have you guys gotten from Washington?
No response at all. And, again, I was a Border Patrol agent for 26 years. I worked under 5 different administrations, and I'll be the first to tell you, Republicans and Democrats are both as guilty in this situation. Both have brought forth good policy and bad policy, but we need to get it away from policy change. We have to secure a border, and we have to change and update our immigration laws.
Sheriff, is there an actual physical wall there in Terrell County? And if so, what kind of shape is it in?
No, sir. This stretch of the border, of course, is the Big Bend region, and I like to tell people that we have a God-made barrier. We have the Rio Grande River, and we have anywhere from 1,000-foot cliffs to 2,000-foot cliffs. So we've got a God-made natural barrier.
So not easy to get in there.
It's not, but they still come in this area. And with that, so as the U.S. Border Patrol has secured the border from El Paso to California to Arizona to the Rio Grande Valley, this is the last stretch, the Big Bend Border Patrol sector, that hasn't received the technology, the infrastructure, the manpower to secure our border. So we anticipate we're going to get busier and busier each year.
This just seems like an insurmountable problem with the resources that you have right now. And I can only imagine if you have a God-made barrier, I can only imagine what it's like where there isn't that.
Without a doubt. And I spent 10 years of my career in Arizona where you didn't have a natural barrier. It was just a 5-strand barbed wire fence. And that's where we've seen a lot of the infrastructure go, with fencing and lighting and technology. Back before they had any of that type of infrastructure, it was crazy. But I've always enjoyed doing what I do. I'm blessed and enjoy, serving our country.
Well, we certainly appreciate what you're doing. This is Terrell County Sheriff Thad Cleveland. We'll talk to you again. Thank you so much for coming on, and Merry Christmas to you.
God bless. Thank y'all.
Thank you.